Bar here at the Bohemia Interactive booth. I'm with Joris right now. You are the project lead, right?
Yeah, project lead.
On Arma 3.
Yeah, welcome to the Bohemia booth.
Thank you very much. So let's jump right in. We've got the game designer, right?
Yeah, this is my colleague Yeri. He is currently playing one of our new showcases coming with the beta in 2 weeks. This is the Combined Arms showcase.
Cool.
And the thing is, we've scaled up from the alpha. We're really focusing now on a lot of firepower and logistics. So we're bringing in new helicopters and trucks and a lot of new weapons like AT launchers and that. So he's currently in a helicopter that I'm really excited about. It's a new helicopter. You can see a little bit of it there. Like the other squad is coming in for landing as well. And our objective is real simple. We're just here to take out an enemy position. So we're just landing. And then the cool thing about this scenario, it plays out a little bit differently every time. Like I've now played it today maybe 50 times. Sometimes our support helicopters get taken out, sometimes they don't, and they hammer the enemy, so it's real cool. Yeah, so they're lifting back up. Maybe you'd recognize a little bit these helicopters. They're inspired by the Bin Laden raid, so they're little stealthily helicopters. So we're on our way. We should have also an LAV in support coming in. One of the cool new things as well, from the alpha we had a lot of feedback for stuff that the community wanted to see. One of the examples is the stance indicator, so people weren't quite sure whether they were crouched or prone or whatever. So on the top right here, we've added a stance indicator that is optional. People who are hardcore, they don't want it, they can disable it. But it just helps you play.
So where are you guys at in terms of the game? Like, is this midway through? Is this at the beginning?
You mean like whether this is the campaign or in development? So these are actually separate showcases. So for the alpha and the beta, we've really focused on the sandbox of it. And then with the full game in the third quarter, we're going to bring in the campaign. And as well, this is sort of the smaller island of the two. It's still huge. It's much bigger than a lot of the games. But with the full game, we're bringing in Altis, and it's gigantic. Every time in the office, I chuck in my soldier in a random place, I see different things I have never seen before. So it's really cool.
So are you guys going to talk about an open beta, or?
Yeah, so we've run the public alpha already, and the thing how it works is people would buy the game and they get a real discounted price, and they get access to the beta and the full game then. So when people get in at the beta at a slightly higher price range, they also get access to the full game. So it's just seamless and continuous. So June 25th is when we're starting with the beta, so it's only 2 weeks away. Yeah.
Around the corner.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. We're really excited. This is pretty much the beta here, right here.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So how do you guys feel about the reception? Have people been pretty excited about what Arma 3 is all about and where you guys are going?
I think it's cool to see that there's a lot of other shooters, but people were really eager to see a game like this where it's maybe a little bit more slow-paced and people have to have the patience to learn all these tactics and apply them correctly. And the positive feedback has really energized the team back home, so they got an extra boost to just finish until the end of the year and get the game out.
Well, yeah, you bring up an interesting point. You know, it's like, you know, E3 is usually these shows that are filled with, like, you know, these super crazy demos with going underwater and jumping off of aircraft carriers and, you know, a lot of highfalutin action. And yet, you know, you change pace with a game like Arma 3, and you have more of a slow, more tactical, kind of more real-world approach to a shooter. Now, how does that, do you ever feel like, oh man, I would love to be in one of these scenarios where I am jumping off aircraft carriers, or how hard is it to focus on something a little more slow-paced, more methodical, knowing what's around you?
I think the thing is as well, this is really quite an open platform. Like, modding is really important to us and always has been. So since the alpha, we've allowed modding, and people, if they do want like spectacular scenarios like that, they can just make it. We've seen some really crazy modifications, quad bike races, and recently a mod was released, like a bow and arrow is looking really cool. So yeah, our missions are perhaps a little bit more slow-paced, and that's just the style of play that we like. But if the community wants to make these missions, we have a real cool feature coming up with the beta. The in-game editor, which is really powerful, and you can create your own scenarios. You can quite soon start to publish missions directly to Steam Workshop and also download them. So it's going to be really easy to share missions with your friends, and yeah.
Real quick, let's talk about weapons. This dude obviously has some sort of assault rifle weapon.
Like the Blue 4 assault rifle. We recently, to the alpha, we added 2 big-ass sniper rifles, anti-material sniper rifles. Community really like those. With the beta, we have coming in 2 new SMGs. We have anti-tank and anti-air launchers coming in, sidearms. We have a 3rd faction that we're adding, the green faction, Independence. They all have their own vehicles, armored cars, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of stuff there.
All right, I think we're just about out of time, so perfect timing.
Exactly.
Thanks again, Joris. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your show. The game looks great.
Excellent.
Again, remind people when the open beta is going to be and
So the
release.
beta is going to be on June 25th, 2 weeks away, and then the full game release is the 3rd quarter of this year. Excellent. Thanks.
Great. Thanks again. Appreciate it. And more from E3 2013 as our show continues.